welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cantrips and Cocktails. I don't know about you guys, but I'm happy just to see your faces again. It's been a little bit since we were able to record.
Yeah.
It is nice.
Not bad. A wee hiatus.
No worries.
Yeah, but we're back together, and we're going to play some D&D. But first, we're going to enjoy a nice drink that Colin prepared for us, and I think Colin's going to give some context to it before we get going.
For sure. So we are aware that not all of our listeners are of the legal drinking age. So we kind of wanted to have this as just sort of a, if you can't drink, choose not to drink, aren't in the mood to drink alcohol at the time that you're listening, here's a mocktail, an alcohol-free choice that you can sip, enjoy. So this is really, it's pretty improvised, but that's kind of how it's designed to be. So it's a call it a spring mule or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's ginger beer, lime, and fruit of your choice. And the important thing there is ginger beer is different from ginger ale. I know some people are probably familiar with that. Not all people necessarily are. Ginger beer is it's ginger ale's bigger, older brother with a lot more flavor, a lot more interesting stuff going on. If you can find good ginger beer, and it is non-alcoholic, it is not an actual. That's true. You can find alcoholic ginger beer if you want to, but you can go to almost
Walmart.
Yeah, you can go to any grocery store and pick up ginger beer, and it will be way better than ginger ale. It's got a lot more cool flavor going on. It works really well with citrus, fruit. You can kind of dress it up with whatever you want. We've got some berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, but you can throw whatever you want in there. And it's just super crisp, refreshing, real easy to sip on, and I enjoy ginger beer quite a bit. So
Sweet.
Awesome. Well, shall we clink and taste?
Ooh, that's good. Got a little bit of that.
Get a little electroshock.
A little bit of that ginger heat.
Yeah.
Which I like. What is it? Is this Reed's?
Yeah, so it's Reed's ginger beer is what I used, and you'll see it often on ginger beer where it'll be listed with spicy or something like that. It tends to have a more ginger forward flavor. You get some of kind of that aromatic, spicy sort of
I like it with
zing
the fruits
that ginger gives. And the fruit rounds it out a little bit. Citrus kind of marries it all together.
Good stuff.
Easy to sip on.
Very tasty.
Yeah.
Perfect for spring.
Yeah, so if you're at home and you want to make a drink, we're sipping on a mocktail this evening. So, all right. So shall we, I guess, dive in and play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, please.
Yes, we shall.
All right, guys. So last episode, you guys woke up, and around that time, Varus, while you guys were kind of going through your morning routine, Varus, you received a little message from Simone back in Port Marra, basically telling you guys that your presence was requested back in Port Marra for the trial of Oswald Pinkton. So to remind you all, Oswald Pinkton was the mage from the town of Leet, just about a day's ride north, or 2 days ride north of Port Marra, who was responsible for the gargoyles attacking the citizens of Port Marra back in episode 1 and 2. We're going back to the start of this thing. And you all have been summoned basically as witnesses to attest that you fought the gargoyles and you found his personal symbol on the gargoyle. It's basically what you guys think you're being summoned for. But before you did that, you decided that you could probably get away with spending a week still at the monastery of the Heralds. So you stayed. In that time, you trained, you spoke with Lukesh. You guys discovered that in the Hall of the Heralds, in the Chamber of the Heralds, there were 3 secret passages off of that had basically a room that somehow magically fit each one of your personal preferences, tastes, needs, or potentially future endeavors, if you will. In the case of Varus, maybe.
Maybe.
But you guys took some time there. When you were leaving, came to learn that Dodrin and the professor pretty much decided to stay here indeterminately. Dodrin has decided to become really the first student of Lukesh and learn the way of these monks of the heralds. So he'll be one of the first students here at this monastery, and who knows where that will lead. But the professor is becoming basically like the archivist, librarian kind of thing, and so he'll be basically Lukesh's. Who's that? If you all remember, he's that. Oh my gosh, what's the name of it? What species is he? Darrow.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. He's the Darrow monk who's now basically the grand master of this monastery. So we begin with you all early, just after sunrise. You're outside the temple. We know that is carved into the side of a mountain, basically. But you guys are right outside that temple entrance. The professor has given you all the uncovered wagon to take back with you to Port Marra. Dodrin, Lukesh, the goblins that are now kind of working as like the attendants of this temple. Even McCullen, who you guys haven't really got to know yet, but he's the other Darrow that's basically like the aide to Lukesh. Mm-hmm. They're all staying out there to send you all on your way because you guys are kind of like their chosen ones, and so they kind of like you guys. Guys and gal in Salty's case.
Thank you.
As you all stand there, I will say that you guys can roleplay this out if you want, but I did not say this at the end of last episode, and I want to make sure that you guys are aware of it. So get ready to write down. The professor, since you guys are now technically leaving his employ by pulling away, owes you and will pay you all 280 gold for the 28 days, because he's even counting the whole week that just passed, the 28 days that you were in his employ. Because your contract was also until the safe return to Port Marra, but he's not coming back with you, to compensate for that, he's also giving you guys an additional 60 gold to compensate. It's not going to be the full price what you would have gotten if you take him all the way back, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So 340 total?
Yes. So each of you get 340 gold.
Oh, that's a piece?
Yep, a piece. Ooh. Yeah, the contracts were
that's right.
10 gold a day per person. Sorry, a little business at the start of the podcast for you. Yeah. But you guys, the day is yours. You can say your farewells, or if you guys feel like you've said your farewells, you can hit the road. It is up to you.
And he's paying us now, or it's an IOU?
No,
when he returns?
He's giving you the money right now. He went into like his like special magical wagon,
true,
and came out with the coinage.
Nice.
Yeah, Professor Fellows don't roll anywhere unless he's flush with cash.
I think Celty would have probably like just said some tentative goodbyes during breakfast.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Started to get the cart ready.
Yeah, Dodrin will ask you guys to the next time you're coming back out, which it's kind of unspoken, but they're all kind of assuming that once you guys are done with this business in Port Marra, that your plan would be to come back. Mm-hmm. It's not been spoken outright, but you kind of have picked up on that in the conversation the last few days, that like they're all expecting you to be back basically within a month, which you don't have to. I'm just saying that's kind of like. But Dodrin does say, "Hey guys, next time you come out here, could you get me another cask of that Tereshi red ale? I'm gonna want it."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can handle it.
And at this point, Lukesh kind of takes his staff and like smacks the back of
Yep, there it is.
Dodrin's thighs, and Dodrin falls. He goes, "Pupils don't get to have delectable beverages until they reach a certain level." And Dodrin's like, "What?" And Lukesh just kind of gives him a hard glare, and he goes, "But is this stuff any good?"
I just kind of lean over and just go, yeah.
We'll bring back 2 or 3 casks.
Perfect. Yes, do that.
Well, I was about to say, do we still have the cask of like Carhadian ale that we brought, or the Carhadian stout?
Sure. You guys didn't say that you drank it at any point, so.
We had
there was one night that we
there was a big
had
party.
like
You guys
a
did
party.
drink. Yes. You
I feel like we would have
everything.
Did we polish it off though?
You would have,
Probably.
because you guys were
we
sharing with the
invited all of
goblins.
them out to drink.
We were
Yeah.
trying to get the professor wasted.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys
Made
would.
him
Yeah.
sing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys did get the professor.
You're
to sing.
welcome, guys.
Thanks for that serenade.
No, but I will say that due to that, there's no ale left. So
Gotcha. And I imagine the professor is guarding his wine stash that he also prepped in his
Potentially.
his cart.
Sorry, just checking something. Okay, so but you guys can begin your trek back, unless you guys have anything specific you want to, any business you want to do before you begin your travels.
I think I know we had kind of loosely talked about, like, we sort of have all of them as our, like, in-waiting research team.
Yeah.
In a sense. So I think it's probably kind of understood that they are looking for it, but if they find anything good on kind of the locations we had loosely described, I don't think any of us, well, other than yours, we have a loose idea where yours is. But everything else is pretty
Vague.
pretty wibbly wobbly, and
Yeah.
So if they come across anything useful, to kind of earmark it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. And Professor Fellows is really diving in on that, and he even has like 2 of the goblins have basically become like his like assistants in the library as they're trying to like go through these archives and save what they can, or try and transfer into new tomes, anything that that seems like it's beyond repair.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I think as long as we've got like fresh water and stuff.
they would have set you guys up. Yeah, and if you guys remember, there is a stream that runs through the middle of this Caldera Valley, and so that's where they get all their water and stuff from.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you guys would have gotten fresh water and all that.
The only other thing I could think of would be probably ask either Professor Fellows, Dodrin, or even like Lukesh or Bamba if there's anything they want taken, or like any messages or any kind of things they want checked in on on our way back or around that area.
Lukesh will say, we appreciate the offer, Celti, but I think it might be best if people don't know about us for the time being.
That's fair enough.
Keep the monastery to yourselves. If you're able, if you trust someone with the information, please do, but I don't want it to become a spectacle until, well, we get ourselves up and running and we're ready to start actually recruiting students.
Totally understand.
I just want to make sure I have my books. Because
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got multiple now.
Yeah, we are allowed to take the books that we had come across.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Does Professor Fellows or Dodrin, other than like the Tereshi Red, or like, does Fellows want anything from town or
He seems like he's ready for you all to leave and he wants to go back to work. He's like, so like he's like, nope, I'm all set. Thank you though.
okay?
We'll surprise them with some wine.
Yeah. Then
Okay.
get up in the cart to court.
So
Cart.
So what you guys have basically through your talks with Lukesh, as well with Dodrin and the professors, you guys gauge it'll take roughly 6 days to get out of the mountains. And what you guys are going to do is you're going to pretty much drop straight south out of the mountains and then take the open plains back up to Port Marra, because that's the fastest route. The reason you guys came into the mountains so early was in case you stumbled across it sooner than anticipated.
Gotcha.
So it'll take you guys about 6 days to get out of the mountains, and then it'll be about 8 days back to Port Marra.
Gotcha.
And that is with you guys moving at a fast pace. Like you guys will be exhausted every night. Like you'll be ready for sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but not a point of exhaustion.
No, not a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
But you will be to that point of physical exertion. Even though you're riding the cart, you will be ready to sleep.
Sure. Long
So,
days. Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Your first 2 days of traveling the mountains pass without issue. However, on the 3rd day, I need someone to roll me a d20.
I'll start.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll go
Roll it then.
clockwise. Is that you?
Okay. Yeah.
4.
Oh, that's a fun one. Okay.
Oh, no.
boy.
It's
Oh,
the
boy.
Dave encounter.
About midday on your 3rd day of travel, storm clouds begin to gather overhead, and you guys hear the crack of thunder. A few hours later, a flash of light, and it's like the heavens just open up and rain just pelts you. I need each of you to roll me a survival check. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Sorry. I need one of you.
Okay,
not
I'll
me.
go 8.
Cool.
What was it?
8.
8? Okay.
God, that's
Yeah.
so much
Okay.
better.
Yeah, as you guys are going, Celti's kind of trying to push you guys forward, encourage you. The range, it's blinding you guys, especially in the mountains. It's hard for you guys to tell, which way is which. I need Kane or Varus now to make a survival check.
All right. 11.
11. Okay. You guys are still struggling your way through. At this point, the wet begins to literally chill you all. You start to get cold. Your clothes are damp. They're clinging to you. You guys, the sky is still dark. There seems like there's no end in sight for the storm. And really, you guys, it's hard to tell if it's afternoon. Is it now evening? What's going on? Varus, I need you to make the final survival check.
I've never been this miserable. Now, do you want me to keep the number that I rolled on the first thing, or do you
Go
want
ahead
me
and
to...
re-roll it.
Okay.
If you want to.
Okay. Yes, I want to.
Yes.
Because I'm asking for a new different check, so I'll let you re-roll.
Cool.
Because it was my mistake.
Okay, that's good. Survival is an 18.
Finally,
18.
one of us rolled above a 10.
Nice.
Wait,
Okay.
no, I guess I had a 11.
11.
So you all finally, you find this little outcropping against a peak where you're able to pull the horse and the cart in and just get out of the cold and dry. There's no way for you guys to make a fire at night. There's no dry wood anywhere. You don't have anything like that, but you're able to at least sleep for the evening. When you all wake up the next morning, Varus, you kind of look around and you realize we came through here early in the morning the previous day. And Varus, you looked at you're feeling tired yourself, but you look at your companions and they just look haggard. You guys basically made no progress yesterday afternoon, and all of you have a point of exhaustion.
Of course we do.
Oof.
Okay.
Big ol' oof.
Okay, so you guys basically have only made 2 days of progress so far out of the mountains.
Lovely.
The next 3 days past that issue. So you guys actually would lose the point of exhaustion because you would get your long rest. So I'm sorry you guys put it in just to take it out, but I didn't know it was going to happen.
Yeah, sure.
So you guys now estimate it's the morning of, I guess this would be your 7th day of travel. You think that maybe by this afternoon you'll come out of the mountains. I need Varus to roll a d20.
Can
Oh
I,
boy.
before...
Yeah.
Oh, just a straight up D20. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a check. It's just
Okay.
3.
you all travel through the day, and as you begin to feel you're coming down, like your elevation is beginning to change significantly. You're still in the mountains, but you can tell you're getting close to the end of this mountain range because you feel the elevation drop. It's a little easier to breathe. You all enter a small clearing between the peaks in the cart with the horse,
All right.
and you all see just gore everywhere.
Any sort of discernible bodies?
Make a perception check.
14?
It appears to be one body that was just savaged by animals.
Was it also an animal?
Nope.
Humanoid.
Humanoid.
Did they leave Dave?
Poor Dave.
I'm kidding.
Was it recent, or is this pretty...
Make a survival check.
Okay. 2.
I mean, the blood's still there. It hasn't absorbed into the ground. Beyond that, I mean, if it happened today, yesterday, the day before, you wouldn't really know.
Is there any luggage or belongings anywhere?
Yeah, there's an untouched pack up against a nearby tree.
I'm going to go look through it just to see if there's any identifying objects.
Okay.
Can-
Roll an investigation check.
Can I look around for any hiding spots or anything that might be like a vantage point for an ambush or something like that?
I mean, it's a really small clearing between the peaks. There's some densely packed trees, so unless someone was up in the trees, you can make a perception check if you want to see.
Or even like if I see tracks like
Okay.
going away, something
for that,
like that.
make a survival check.
Okay.
What was your roll,
That one.
Kane?
11.
You find 10 gold and 14 silver in the pack. There's a spear leaning up against the tree as well, and there's a key in the pack. Everything else is just kind of clothes. Nothing else of note.
I take the key.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Certainly.
13 on my survival check.
Seem to be what would be wolf tracks, just kind of crisscrossing all over the place.
Okay, but did they leave in any one direction, or kind of it just fanned out? And...
Kind of fanned out,
Okay.
and you then lose it
All
after
right.
that point.
Gotcha.
Oops.
It looks like there are some wolf tracks. I don't know if that, Varus, if that matches the looks of what happened to the body, but
Probably like, I imagine Varus is a little. I've seen fights. I don't think I've seen this.
A massacre, basically.
Yeah.
drink some water.
Then
It
roll a
might help.
Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay, yeah. Like, I kind of have it headcanon. That's why my investigation was so terrible. Because I'm, like, trying to not retch the whole time. Con is 13.
You guys see Varus has held it together, and then you see him just turn, and his breakfast just comes up. You made it. You made it probably about 10 minutes into this, and then you finally you couldn't any longer.
Yeah, I'll just walk up to him and hand him a water skin and tell him to, here, drink this. It'll help. Go sit on the cart.
Yes,
Just look up at the sky.
I'm going to. Should we bury them? Should we... I don't know what to do here.
Is there any discernible part left to bury? Or is it all just kind of scattered about?
There are pieces.
Eee.
Yeah.
There's enough to where you
You're right.
there's enough that would be worth burying if you chose to do so.
Okay. 'Cause I didn't want to just like go bury a rib.
I forgot what's the deal on if you have a ritual as a cleric, do you still have to have it prepared? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, wizards are the only one that get away with being able to cast because they have the
Ritual
spell
cast.
book.
Yeah,
For
that's
you,
right.
it's like you commit it to your memory for the
Right.
day.
Okay. Darn. I have gentle repose and ceremony, but
Not prepared though, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I'd say we bury at least
yeah.
the parts that are relatively intact, just that way they don't get.
Yeah, within
Messed
with
with more.
all three of you working on it within less than an hour, you're able to dig the hole and bury it and leave it in a way that it looks respectful.
Did you say if there was any like identifying journal or paper or anything in the pack? It was just the key, the money, and then there was one other thing, but
A spear.
A spear. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And Kane, when you did pull the key out, I forgot to say this. The key, like the head of the key, has a question mark etched into it. So like the part that would be like hooked in on the keychain.
Mm-hmm.
What a mystery.
We found the Riddler, guys.
A mystery key, one might call
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Spooky. But there is nothing else identifying about like anything on the spearhead or
No, it's just a
etchings. Okay.
Standard spear.
Okay.
And the clothes don't happen to match the bandits we ran into.
No.
Okay.
That's
All right.
good.
Do either of y'all have any interest in the spear?
Not particularly on my end.
Make a
I don't.
grave marker out of it, I
I
guess.
don't think I
Okay.
could.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. You guys can continue on the rest of the day. Kane, by the time because you guys don't have like a wizard or someone with the identify spell, this is how I'm rolling with magic items. I'll just tell you them eventually. Unless you're super powerful and I decide not to. DM's choice, I guess.
Wishy-washy.
But Kane, the key you found is by that evening you're able to kind of figure out what it is just by spending some time with it and thinking. It is a magic item called a mystery key.
Oh, that's an actual like item.
Yep, it is a magic item. It's a common magic item. This key, the key has a 5% chance of unlocking any lock into which it is inserted. Once it unlocks something, the key disappears.
Oh.
Interesting.
So basically, if you put it into any lock, you guys basically will roll. I'll have you guys roll like a percentile dice,
Yeah.
and anything under 5, it will unlock it.
So if we roll
Interesting.
below a 5
If you roll below 5,
on a
Yeah.
percent, so you have
5 or lower.
So you have 5% chance to
to do it,
unlock.
yeah.
Okay, but it's any lock, even
Any lock.
magical or otherwise.
Any lock.
Damn. And what happens if it doesn't work?
If it doesn't work, you still have it. It just doesn't. It just doesn't work in that lock.
Can you?
Try to
Oh,
turn it in
so
and-
it won't ever work in that lock then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You can't.
You
keep
can't just-
trying it. No. No. But
38th time's the charm,
but
guys.
it's a one-time thing. The first time it works, it's gone.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Interesting.
I've got a mystery key. That was
I was
literally
like-
what
I
I
was
was
like,
typing it in as.
I was kind of like, hey, you guys don't have anyone that can use thieves' tools. You might need something like this.
There's a possibility. And it is just, it's a very low chance, but if it works, it just,
Yeah.
Actually, when you bed down that evening, you guys actually are bedding down in the foothills of the Silver Slopes.
Okay.
So your journey will now begin to take place in the open plains.
Gotcha. And when was it that we ran into the free riders again? Was it in the mountains?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like your 18th or 19th day.
Okay,
in the
so
mountains.
But they were to the north, and we went south.
That's right.
They were like, yeah, from where you guys were, they would have been like northeast of you, and you guys just shot straight north out of there.
Gotcha.
Out
That's
of
right.
the Silver
And
Slopes.
I think, didn't we tell them that we were also going southwest or something, and then
Yeah,
immediately walking the other direction?
We 100% tried to send them away from us.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. You guys travel for a day along the plains. And by the end of your first day traveling within the plains, you guys are kind of coming up over a low rise when you crest a rise in the wagon and see the open plains that make much of the region between the Silver Slopes and the Corten Sea. You see about 3 miles in the distance a town that would seem to be a quaint and peaceful place to live if it weren't for the massive ravine completely encircling the town. This is Berk, the Southern Mysterian Trading Company's primary mining facility of Moshnosium crystals, often referred to as Mosh. As you close the miles to the town, you begin to see that huge cranes and pulley systems are mounted around the ravine. You come to a massive bridge, easily 300 feet across, that goes across the ravine and into the town proper. The sounds of picks, tools, voices, and other labor-related noises drift up from the ravine. Welcome to Berk.
Cool. And what type of crystals were those?
Moshnosium.
Can you spell that?
Moshnosium. Moshnosium, but they're referred to just as Mosh crystals. So you guys can stay in an inn in Berk tonight, should you choose.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and you guys roll me a... Oh, one of you can roll... let's make an investigation check to see what you guys can find in terms of an inn with available lodgings.
All right, bar girl, go for it.
Oh, that seems fitting.
Yeah, do I have a good nose for a good inn? Like, I know a good inn when I see it.
Sure, roll at advantage.
Nice.
Yay!
Nice.
Well, okay, that wasn't a natural 20. at
Someone needs
first.
to make... Is there a tavern keeper background? Because if not, that needs to be a background. I know there's like merchant,
I feel like
and,
that
guild
should
member,
be,
It
right.
should be.
but I think there needs to be a
Yeah.
specific tavern keeper. Anyways,
I might make that or something.
Yeah.
just for
Anyways,
funsies.
okay.
What was the skill that you wanted?
investigation, please.
Then 8.
8.
Yeah. bad.
That's right. Not hard to find a place to stay. What you guys find is this really nice, actually, looking inn built partially over the ravine. It is called the Ravine Refuge. And as you guys go in, you actually see that when you come up, the inn has like a wraparound porch, and there's no front door. So you go up these steps, and immediately you have to like follow the wraparound porch around to the back. And when you come around there, you see that this inn's tavern room is a massive back patio suspended over the ravine.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a good place.
You already see that there's some people who are clearly miners sitting at tables drinking hearty drinks, hard liquor, big mugs of ale.
Miner, right? Minor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Miners that bring ore out of the earth.
It's a mining town, so I don't know how
Yeah.
like rough and tumble
No.
this place is. You might have some
Hardy,
kids that are
hardy
miners.
men, gray hair, old miners.
They're
No.
sipping on some very nice ginger beer.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah. The episode that we have the mocktails is whenever he just throws
I
in
know.
underage drinking just to mess
No,
with us.
no, they are men who mine the earth, and women. And you see that there's like up against the wall of the structure where the rooms are kept, there is a bar. You see a half elf woman kind of scurrying back and forth taking drink orders. You see a half orc man kind of making rounds among the tables, and you see also kind of helping out, flitting about. You see an older gnome couple as well. So you get that these 4 people are probably ones who run the Ravine Refuge.
Do I see any dragonborn at all in this?
Roll a perception check.
Woo. All right. Everything is rolling terrible.
One of those.
8.
8?
8.
No Dragonborn here currently.
Woo.
But when they see you all walk up, you do see like some people like get kind of. They don't actually like watch you guys. Just like kind of like they know like, oh, there's a Dragonborn, and they go back to their drinks. The small gnome man comes up to you and goes, "Oh well, hello there. Welcome to the Ravine Refuge. What can I do for you?"
I think we need some beds and preferably a meal.
Oh, certainly. 1 room with 3 beds. 3 rooms with 1 bed.
The latter.
2 rooms with 1 bed. What do you guys want in here?
What's your?
We're a judgment-free establishment. My name is Wilbur. This is my wife Esther. Oh, hello there.
What's your rate for the rooms?
Oh, the rate for the room. Well, if you want the 1 room with 3 beds, it's 2 silver. If you want 3 rooms with 1 bed each, that'll be that's like 4 silver a room. So it's up to you. Oh, and if you want a ravine view, that's an extra 5 silver. Very popular.
It's just like there's just a random like romantic honeymoon ravine view.
Oh, you want the honeymoon?
No,
suite?
God, no. No.
No judgment.
No.
We're the best place in the Southern Mysterium Trading Company to have your honeymoon because literally it's the only place with a view for miles.
This is amazing.
A tempting offer.
At this point, the half-elf female behind the bar goes, "Oh, come on, Wilbur. Stop trying to sell them the honeymoon suite. No one stayed there in literally years." And he goes, "Well, man can try, can he?"
I'll take it for myself.
I was gonna say how much for the honeymoon suite.
I slapped down.
It's 1 gold and 2 silver or 12 silver for the honeymoon suite.
I'll play rock paper. I'll play rock paper shear or parchment paper. Parchment boulder shears.
Let's just roll a d20 and see who rolls higher.
No. You can have it.
Okay.
Okay. We'll roll.
Okay. 17.
Yep, 13. You can have it.
I finally rolled above a 10.
For
So
roll for bedroom.
roll for bedroom.
Woo.
Okay, so
I'm gonna take the honeymoon suite to myself because
And
screw you guys.
you see Wilbur's face. So he goes, 1 gold and 2 silver, please.
I slap
I'm
it
sorry, Wilbur's starting to sound a lot like Mickey Mouse. But
down. Please don't sue us.
But he takes it and goes, "All right, well, Esther will show you the room." And Esther goes, "Yes, right this way. Follow me." And she kind of just scurries inside.
That was very Minnie Mouse.
I know. It's okay. Hey, they're gnomes.
It's okay.
They're cute.
Yep.
You're like 3 feet tall.
And as Esther goes and Wilbur goes back to like helping some customers, the half-elf woman behind the bar just kind of like motions you all over, and she just sets out 3 ales for you, and she goes, "You guys look like you've been on the road. You might need this."
It's appreciated.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. Do you guys have any bags though that Arter can take them up for you if you need? And that half orc hears his name and comes over, and he's like, "Yeah, Mina, what do you need?" And she's like, "You might want to take these fine people's packs and gear up to their rooms for them." He goes, "Oh, I can do that. Yeah." Name's Arter. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, Arta. I appreciate you. Yes, please. And I'll gladly hand over my things to be carried.
That's okay, Arthur. I appreciate it, but I'll carry my own bags. But
All right, no
no
hard
offense.
feelings.
Yeah,
No hard
yeah.
feelings. And whoever gives him your supplies, he'll take it.
and Celty would have probably asked for a single with a view.
Okay, so that would have been.
I was thinking it was an extra 5
was
silver,
extra
so
5,
9. So
9
let's just
silver.
call. Let's say I pay a gold and an extra silver to Arter for the.
Okay.
For he would have gotten. I would have
Yeah.
tipped him anyway, but
Yeah,
like
certainly. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. And you guys can have your meal, and you guys can sit down. As you guys have your meal served to you, you guys can find a table. As the sun has set, more and more people have begun to show up. You see that some people pull out some like instruments and some music's going. There's a lot of like joyous laughter. You guys there's a lot of joyous laughter. There's a lot of camaraderie here on this back patio of the Ravine Refuge. What you guys really like pick up on is that people here in Berk, like they live a hard life mining the mosh crystals, but they all seem to be jolly and just love to celebrate. They love to celebrate their hard work, and so eventually you guys see like some dancing begins, and this kind of you can tell this is not a rare occasion. Like every night here is kind of a celebration of life. Mm-hmm. So all that goes on. You guys can partake and have fun. You guys can stay up and drink and party with the Berkians if you want, but it's up to you guys.
Drink, meal, and see if anybody's doing a card game.
Sorry, just for my notes, can you run through those names one more time? On like I got Arter.
Yeah, Archer. His name's
Archer.
It's Arthur without the H.
Oh, okay.
And his last name's Hardbrow.
Okay.
Mina Shore is the half elf woman behind the bar. And then you have Wilbur and Esther Flip Boomer.
Okay. Their last name?
Oh, Flip Boomer.
Flip Boomer.
Love gnome names.
Gnomes are some of my favorites. So you guys can stay down here and party the night away. I will say if you guys stay down here, even for any length of time, just to make it easier, it's 3 gold to stay down here and drink for the evening.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep. Fair enough.
You guys see at one point, like, Mina gets pulled out from behind the bar by a couple of men, and, like, she goes dancing for a little bit. Wilbur and Esther do their own little jig at one point. Everyone's like, you notice, like, they're kind of the only gnomes in the establishment, but everyone, and, like, it's quite clear, like, a gnomish, like, heritage tune that they're dancing to. It's, like, basically like a line dance sort of thing that only the two of them are doing, but everyone's, like, they're, like, clapping and applauding and, you know, loving it. At one point, though, Kane, you do actually spot that a white dragonborn does enter the room and sits down at a table and starts rolling dice with some of the other people.
I would like to approach, but I think I've got a cloak. Yeah, because we went into I had some winter clothes. I make sure that my shoulders are covered up whenever I go approach, and I'd like to join in.
Yeah, as you approach, you see quite clearly on his cheek a Verzen V.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes things easier.
And he kind of looks up at you, and he looks you over and goes, hello there, what brings you to Berk? Haven't seen Dragonborn here in ages.
Just passing through. We just came through from the Silver Slopes, heading back to Port Marra.
Did you?
Yep.
Well, don't stay too long. And he just kind of turns his shoulder and goes back to dice with these other men.
I know when I'm not wanted. Never mind. I'm not playing some dice.
Ooh.
Icy. Actually, hang on. Do you need another hand to play?
He looks, he goes, I won't stop you from playing, but I don't want to do any that small talk bullshit.
Fair.
There's a reason I don't live among the Dragonborn anymore, and I want to keep it that way.
You're among like-minded friends on that one. And I'd set my cloak on the chair whenever I sit down.
He sees the scar on your shoulder, and he just kind of like gives like a small like, huh, and goes back to playing. We're not going to roll out the whole gambling thing, but I will say, roll me a deception and a persuasion check.
They're the same. Okay.
So deception
16.
Deception was 16. Okay.
11.
Okay. Roll me a D10 and a D8.
So 1 and an 8.
1 and 8. You walk away with 9 gold at the end of the night.
Ooh.
I had this little thing for like fast like gamble checks that you roll deception persuasion. That base is what dice you get to roll for how much you make.
Gotcha.
So
you
get 9 gold for gambling. And the whole time, like this dragonborn, this white scaled dragonborn, he's not necessarily being cold to you, but he's just, it's kind of like if you were gambling at any other place with anyone else, like he's not rude to you, but he's not necessarily trying to get to know you. He has no interest in conversing with you.
I'll just take his money and leave then.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Anything else anyone else wants to do for the evening?
I'd probably hang out around the bar, try to talk to Mina a little bit.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, she a few times you kind of like, she sets on a glass or something, and it's not necessarily like right where it needs to be, and so she starts picking up the like, because you're like hearing people come up with words, so like a glass will get set down, and you'll just kind of like shove it to the side or like kind of push it toward the person he needs to go to, and eventually she as like once it kind of quiets down, but she goes, "You've worked behind a bar before, haven't you?"
Yeah, that's until lately where I've spent most of my days the last few decades.
Oh well, it's nice to meet another I guess bartender. What brings you here to Berk?
Oh, just helping out some friends.
The blue dragonborn and the really really out of his place looking elf.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah.
Two. So
100%. I've been like kind of sitting like as far like in a corner, just kind of like watching and enjoying, but just kind of like
yeah, clapping like slightly like behind the beat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which I have joined you after my subjective social experiment there.
Certainly.
If you ever make it to Port Marra,
Oh, you're from Port Marra, heading that way again?
Yeah, I work at the Chattering Parrot.
Oh, I've heard of it.
If you're ever in town, either look me up. My name's Celty, by the way.
Yes, I've heard there's some big hubbub going down in Port Marra right now.
Yeah, there was gargoyle attacks that.
Yeah, but
happened,
but there's like a trial coming up, isn't there?
Yeah, those gargoyles happen to be manufactured by a jealous wizard from the next town over.
You don't say.
Yeah,
man, I swear all that magic stuff. I don't know about it. It seems to bring more chaos than good sometimes.
So what's it like living in Berk? This seems like an interesting, lively place to live.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Drift Current and back in Peturia. Came here and, well, let's just say that living with a mining ravine around your entire town is definitely not what I thought I'd be doing, but I love it here. The people are great. Wouldn't want to live my life anywhere else.
That's great when you know where you need to be.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good feeling.
Yeah, these people always, we watch out for each other here. I mean, our main work is mining the mosh, and so everything drives for that.
And I don't know, this is out of character, obviously. Yeah. Like, did you mention, I might have missed it, but did you mention what mosh is used for?
I have not told you guys directly. Okay. I did put it on our social media account.
Okay.
But Moshnosium crystals are basically, you can only find them on Ubiquitous, and they can be used as material substitutes for spell casting.
Okay, cool.
But there are different, like a standard mosh crystal is blue. There are colored variants, and the colored variants do certain things to magic.
Neato.
Gotcha. So like an orange mosh crystal, if it's used as a component on a spell that like casts damage, it doesn't matter what that spell's typical damage type is, it becomes fire damage.
Oh, cool.
So different crystals enact different things when they're used as the components on spells.
Yeah.
Neato.
Very cool. You said you're from Drift Current.
Yeah, originally.
Well, what brought you here?
Drift Current's a shit city.
Celty would know.
Yeah.
The reputation of Drift.
Yeah. Corrupt, seedy, rundown city. She's like, I just had to get out of there. I mean, Berk's no paradise, but I mean, I like it here. There's not a smog laying over the town all hours of the day.
This seems like a much better place from what I've heard of Drift Current. Yeah, then I'll probably just kind of keep, helping out a little bit if I can, but I'll probably grab I forgot what was, it was, I'm trying to remember Varus's drink of choice, and
I believe at the Chattering Parrot they had an Angvarn Riesling, I think it was.
Yes, there was.
Okay, yeah, Angvarn. I was trying to remember this.
Very much up Varus's
cultivated
alley.
in the shadow of the Dragonspire Mountain.
Yeah. So to die for.
Mina, this might be a tall ask, but you wouldn't happen to have anything from the Ringvarn area?
Let me check. Nope.
That's fair. It's kind of hard to find sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, those elves, they don't let go of their wine often, especially not for a place like Berk.
Yeah. Anything you would typically order a subdued elf.
And she looks over your shoulder at
my friend
Varus, and she goes, a stout whiskey.
Yeah, 2 of those, please.
All right. She puts them up in front of you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And actually, make that 3.
Yeah, and she sets another one up.
And I shove it, like I slide it back to her.
And she goes, oh, thanks. And you see that she just downs it right there and keeps going on taking orders.
As I'm walking across, like along the bar, I down mine and like set my one
Certainly.
in Varus's hand. This might help with the rhythm a little bit.
You were there last time I tried this, weren't you?
It's okay. You've grown.
And for the rest of the evening, Colin, Varus can just sip away on that the rest of the evening. So
probably the only way he'll get through it.
Yeah. So now sleep does come. Kane, when you go up to the honeymoon suite, I mean, think of like the the hotel honeymoon suite, like heart-shaped bed, gaudy artwork on the wall. It's that, but it is on the top floor of this 3-story building. It is the only room on the top floor, and it has a picturesque window opening up. And when the sun rises in the morning, it actually has the sun rise as like center on this window in the morning. It's like the view's nice, but like the decoration room is kind of like hokey.
Yeah. Upon realizing that, Kane just kind of pulls all the blankets off the bed and just kind of wraps himself up like a burrito and just sits down on the not on the edge of the bed, but on the floor, leaning up against the bed, and just kind of burritos himself up in the covers.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, and the other rooms are just your
Solid.
standard inn sort of rooms.
I'm just picturing the like Achilles like burrito where he's all salty in his hut. Like,
Yeah.
Morning comes, you all can have breakfast there. If you guys want to eat a meal there, it will your breakfast there. It will cost you 2 silver for breakfast.
Cool.
You guys are now about, I'm going to say 6 days away from Port Marra, moving with haste along. Kind of, you guys are going to be traveling like, basically the silver slopes will always be to your right, but you're just going to be following them at great speed, heading north for 6 days toward Port Marra. So let's see if anything happens in those 6 days, or if it's uneventful travel. Day 1 passes. If you guys want to have any conversations, you can. But I'm just gonna say day 1 passes without Day 1 out of Berk passes without incident.
I was going to say, while on the road, at some point, I was wanting to try to get another try at reading the Devastation of the Devoted, and then if that doesn't work, I then want to read the Baron book that I got from Professor.
Okay. For the book about the Devoted, roll an investigation check.
I'm so good at those guys.
Oh, I'm so good at those. 17.
17.
very nice.
You're able to glean a little bit more into it, and the first chapter of the book seems to be speaking a lot about what does it mean by Herald of the Devoted. What does that mean? And it argues several points, but what it says that it falls on is that the Herald of the Devoted will choose someone who is unquestionably faithful to the teachings of Bahamut, who will not doubt their guidance.
Wait, so the Herald of the Devoted chooses? Okay. And then, and then another time trying to just read another little bit of the book from Professor Fellows.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you go to find it, and it is not in your pack.
He took it back.
Maybe.
Or a goblin snatched it.
They were told to archive everything.
Dang it.
Do I see him like roughly like going through his pack looking?
Sure,
for
I mean,
this, like,
3 of you are sharing a campsite, so.
What are you looking for?
Professor Fellows loaned me a book for the travels. We had too much going on the way up there that I didn't get a chance to read it too much, and I wanted to try to read it on the way back, and I can't seem to find it, and I feel like he's going to be very mad if I don't give that back whenever we get back. It's a lot of backs in one sentence.
Did you ever take it out of your pack, or
Once on the road?
Yeah.
I think that was about it.
well?
Was
Okay.
it a particularly rare book, or?
I have no idea.
That's fair.
I didn't ask.
We could always find another copy and just give him a new one.
That is true. I guess I'll look for another copy whenever we get to Port Marra and just...
Okay.
Oh, do I have to deal with that elven guy again?
Misogyno.
I don't want to deal
The
with that.
face you made to make that voice when you said that name.
Yep. It's everything you need to know about him.
Yep.
Ugh.
It is a character and an
Hate
expression.
it.
Yeah.
I
It's
hate
the
it.
disgust.
It's perfect, but I hate it.
Yeah. So I'll say that you made this discovery your second night out of Berk.
Gotcha.
Third day, I need Celty to roll me a d20.
Are we finding another Dave?
12.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, God.
It's not
No,
Dave.
no,
it's a
it's-
guy named
okay.
Jave.
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 No, about mid-morning, after you guys have broken down your camp and you guys are on the way, you guys actually come across a ranger kind of on their own, long striding across the plains. Tells you down and says, "Hey, where you guys heading? You guys are moving quick across the plains. Where are you going?" And he's kind of wearing leather as a traveling cloak. You can tell that he's comfortable in the wilderness.
Is he on a horse or is he just?
He's just running.
Just
like
running.
he's just traveling by himself.
When you said long striding, you mean
he's
like
literally
doing the
like
long?
he's like
yeah.
cross country running by
Okay,
himself.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Cool.
across the plain. And you guys are on the road, but he kind of like meets the road perpendicular. Like he's coming out of the Silver Slopes and like heading in a different direction. It's kind of what you gauge by
Gotcha.
the way he meets the road.
Okay.
He says like, where are you guys heading?
Just down to Port Marra.
Oh, you're heading to Port Marra?
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me help you. Roll a d4. Salty, roll a d4.
I don't like this.
Uh-oh. That seems oddly threatening with how fast he was just like, roll it.
He says, let me help you.
Yeah, he's gonna give us directions.
Who know?
1? Okay.
Yep.
He gives you guys directions to shave a day off of your travel.
Yeah, we got a shortcut.
Cool.
Hey.
So yeah, he gives you guys a bit of a shortcut. He's like, don't follow the road here. Go this way, and we'll meet up with the road, and you'll cut almost a whole day's travel off of your trip.
Hey.
Are there any downsides to the shortcut? Usually there are with shortcuts, but
None that I've ever run into.
okay. What is your name? Thank you for this help.
Oh, my name is Bennett.
Well, Bennett. Well, Bennett, I'll be sure to remember that. And
I was gonna call him Ben. I was like, that's a lame name.
I love how you had eye contact with me too. Whenever you said it, you're like,
Well, I was thinking about another guy I know named Ben, and then I was like, oh, there's a Ben right there, and I was like, I'm gonna call him Benji. No, Bennett.
Benji.
Thank you for not going Benji.
Nice.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
His name's Bennett.
Well, Bennett, thank you.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I'll see you guys.
Where-
Well, maybe I'll see you guys around.
Where are you headed?
Oh, who knows anymore? He just takes off.
Seems
Giving
like
me
a
the vibes
nice-
of the guy you run into in like Ocarina of Time that's just running around the map to run. And
Yeah.
like,
I'm half expecting to see a very winded dwarf like 30 minutes later behind him.
My legs are too short. Yeah. All right. So now, based on that, you guys have only 4 days of instead of 6 days left. You have 4 days of travel left.
okay.
No, sorry.
I thought we covered a lot before Berk, didn't we?
No, I'm saying between Berk and
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, you guys have 5 days of travel left now.
But then we
Right?
shaved
No, this
off
was
one.
day
There was-
3.
I think it was
4 days. Sorry,
Yeah,
4
it was
days.
6
now.
days down and then 8 days on the plains
Yeah.
or something
Oh,
like that.
okay.
And this is the 3rd day. So and you guys have 4 days of travel left with this shortcut.
Cool.
Okay.
Works for
So,
me.
all right. Next day, Ben, roll a d20.
8.
You're traveling along. You guys are having a comfortable ride in the wagon. It's been a pretty easy day. You guys are feeling good. Feeling real good because you guys got that shortcut from the random Bennett the Ranger yesterday.
Yeah.
What a nice chap.
Kane, you're taking your turn riding in back. Selty and Vars are sitting up front handling the horse. You're looking out over the plains, just kind of leaning up against one side of the wagon. And you see a shadow moving across the grass. Your eyes peer upward. You see, not 300 feet above you, an enormous bronze dragon flying overhead back toward the silvery slopes.
You said bronze dragon?
And then it just, bronze dragon. And then he just trails off into the distance, flies over the cart, just 300 feet above you all, and keeps going on his way.
Oh, I'm brain farting. What's Tiamat again? Or Bahamut?
Bahamut is
Bahamut is
Platinum.
the platinum,
Platinum.
dragon.
Okay,
Platinum
metallic
dragon.
dragon's good. Okay, yeah.
Maybe.
I mean,
yeah.
Generally not as terrifying.
You're blue.
I mean, yeah.
Wait, are you evil?
Yes. I just kind of.
Yeah, and the bronze dragon just keeps on flying.
I just do.
Either of us notice it?
If Kane points it out to you, guys are thinking forward, and it's kind of like coming back like at like an
It's
angle
back behind us. Gotcha.
Ways, yeah.
I just kind of look and I just go.
Okay, so you guys will never
Good to know.
Do
that
we?
that dragon
We
was
don't
there.
feel the wind off of its like wings, like as it.
'Cause it's just riding.
Oh, it's
riding
okay.
it's
gliding.
yeah, the currents.
Cool.
So
Damn.
Good to
just
know.
a dragon basically flew right overhead you guys, and you'll never know.
There's a bronze dragon that hangs
Kane's
out
gonna
in
bring
the
it up
silver
later, and we're
slopes.
gonna be like, "You bullshitter! Like, shut up!
Yeah,
Like, you're drunk or
100%.
whatever."
Yeah.
Like,
All right, so now, that was the event that day.
Yeah. It was just. And
Cool.
You said that,
Kane
and
is just
I-
taking a mental note of just like. Good to know that there might be dragons living there.
And now, time for the next day. Let's see what happens.
You got out the word enormous. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Oh yeah, I was like, we're about to die.
The next day passes without incident. Just a normal day of travel.
Cool.
2 days left. The next day
A giant red dragon.
passes without incident. Your final day of travel. You guys can now begin to smell the salt air. You begin to feel that you're closer to the ocean. Final day of travel passes without incident. This was very much like less incidents than you all heading out there.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
smooth journey.
But you all, about early afternoon on that next day, you guys arrive at the gates of Port Marra. A welcome sight after just about 2 months away.
Yeah.
A month and a half away.
It was a long journey.
Right as we get into town, I just go, "Oh, by the way, guys, you missed a dragon yesterday or 2 days ago."
What?
There was no
like
dragon.
a dragonborn?
No, there's a dragon flying off by the mountains.
I think we would have noticed a dragon,
Yeah.
Kane.
Like it was a cloud shaped like a dragon, or like a rock that looked like a dragon?
You think I would mistake a rock? If there's a giant rock flying through the sky, I think I'd be a little bit more concerned than.
Oh, it was flying.
Yes.
I thought it was just
No.
like a mirage off
No.
along the slopes or something like that.
It was a dragon flying around, and I figured it wasn't going to hurt us, so I didn't want to point it out to not scare you guys.
Thank you.
Just like sort of aside, but probably not. It's probably pretty audible. This jokester, he's pulling one over us on.
And I just go,
Is he?
I don't lie. I joke. I don't lie. When have I lied?
What?
When have I lied to you, sir?
Oh.
If you see one in the future, let us know.
Well, I was just going to say, whenever we go back to visit the professor after all of this is done, we might want to let him know that there is a bronze dragon in the area.
Bronze. Oh, okay. Okay.
There's not much we can do about it, but he might want to know
Either
that.
of us know anything about the general types of dragons? Their sorts of.
Yeah, you can roll a nature check.
Okay. To know if that's like really bad or just kind of something that's probably just kind of chilling in that area,
yes,
and
salty
as
would
long as you don't poke the
Try
bear,
to. Is that cool if I?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not great. 6.
8.
Yeah, you guys know that you guys know that they're chromatic and they're metallic dragons. Chromatic dragons are generally seen as more aggressive and evil than metallic ones are. But at the same time, you guys are kind of like, a dragon's a dragon. Like,
It's a dragon.
Do not mess with.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I say with those checks, that's about all you guys can.
Yep.
What was it? Flying in the direction of the monastery, or?
Oh, God. Was it flying in the direction of the monastery?
Just south. It was
Okay.
just flying south.
Yeah, it was just flying into the mountains,
Just cruising.
hanging out.
Okay.
Didn't seem like it was in any particular hurry.
Well, we didn't die, so I take that as a win.
Yes. Yeah. I think that saying "ignorance is bliss."
Guys, I want
applies
to
here.
do a mini one shot that's just called just dragon things, and everyone plays a dragon.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Dungeons and Dragons, but we're the dragons.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was about to say, which one of us chooses like the Poindexter type that's just sitting
No,
there
like,
just
I'm gonna
counting the
give-
horde?
No, like I'm gonna give you guys one of you's gonna be a wormling, one of you's gonna be like a wyvern, one of you's gonna be like an adult dragon, and you guys have to like fight a group of adventurers. Just like, anyways, not important. You guys are in Port Marra,
I never thought I'd miss the smell of the salt air.
and it hits strong. As you all have come in the last day or so, the entire sky above Port Marra, the whole time you've been coming in for about the past day, just looks like a storm could start at any moment. Roiling storm clouds are just overhead, and they look like rain could spill forth at any moment.
Cool.
So just kind of to set it for you. So it's a little, the sun's not necessarily out. It's a little like overcast, that sort of thing, as you guys enter Port Marra. Not cold by any means. It's kind of like that nice, like warmish autumn before a storm feeling.
As Kane, would I know if there's just like big seasonal storm, like the equivalent of like hurricanes that this area would have to worry about?
No, there's not.
Okay.
There's not. No.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't about to have to be like, all right, everyone, let's go bunker down because it's about to get weird.
Just go to Simone's tower. It'll be fine.
Varus, where did Simone tell us to meet? when we got into town?
That is a fantastic question. I think we were just summoned. I'm sure if we go to Tower, she can point us in the proper direction.
Should we get a drink first? Chattering Parrot?
Chattering Parrot.
I could use a glass of wine.
Get some food and water for the horse.
Yeah. You guys make your way to, and you guys see the very familiar, beautiful iconography of the Chattering Parrot sign swaying in the slight breeze above the street here in Port Marra. It looks every bit the same it did as when you guys left it about a little more than a month and a half ago. Inside looks the same. You guys find Orton behind the bar. You guys can smell Kethin's cooking coming from the kitchen.
Nice.
How high up is the sign on the way
It's
in?
about 12 feet off the ground.
Is it possible I could just be like that immature teenager anytime they were like going
Make an athletics
doorway
check.
and just like slap it?
Make an athletics check.
I'm not trying to break it. I want to be clear.
Okay, make an athletics check.
18.
18? Yeah, you hit it. You touch it. Yeah.
Just go, and as I do, I just go, stupid bird.
All right. Like I said, Orton's behind the bar. Kethin's in the kitchen. When he sees the three of you walk in, you see his face brightens, and like he goes, Zelty, you're back. Good to see you. Oh, Kane, Vars, good to see you guys too. You guys are back a lot sooner than I was expecting. What brings you back to Port Marra? Or he's pulling out 2 mugs, and he gets like a wine glass, and he's filling it with some wine. Filling the other 2 with some ale for you guys, and just setting it up for you guys.
We were summoned for the trial.
The Oswald Pinkton trial?
Yes.
Because you guys fought the gargoyles. That would
Indeed.
make sense that you'd be involved somehow. I didn't even think of
Indeed.
that.
What's the pulse of the town like? Do they think he's...
I mean, any mage in residence doing something like this, trying to frame and all that. I mean, people are angry. I mean, he's responsible for a lot of attacks that took place here, not too long ago. So I mean, they're kind of fuming. They're expecting him to get his just desserts. So yeah, but people are angry. I think it's going to be a pretty heavily attended trial. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. So I brought you guys back. How was the Silver Slopes? What'd you guys find?
I reach behind my back, I grab the diviner disc and just slap it down on the bar.
Oh, whoa! And he goes, "Whoa! Watch the varnish. Watch the varnish there, Kane."
I lift it up and then set it back down gently.
All right. That's fine.
We come back.
So you guys found a big rock. Very cool.
It's
doesn't it glow? Or am
it
I
used to.
It has etchings in it. It has the 3 symbols of the heralds etched in it, but it's not glowing.
Oh, I thought it glowed.
Yeah.
Oh, this is way less epic than I thought it was.
Yeah, you basically just put
also
a big disc on his bar with it has like 3 weird symbols in it.
I just go, it's a relic from the monastery we went to.
Oh, so you guys did find the monastery.
We think it's from the monastery, and I shoot Kane a look like, remember what Lukesh said?
Make a sleight of hand check. Just see how subtle you are.
Anyone about this. It's important.
Look what I found.
8.
8. Yeah, Kane,
rolling
ignore
poorly.
that entirely.
Yep. The look, right?
Yeah, ignore the look entirely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Professor Fellows and Dodrin decided to stay back.
They did. But he sent you all back?
Well, the trial,
Wow, that's very... wow, that's... Talk about a man willing to give up stuff for his civic duty. I mean, that's rare. No offense to the professor, but he didn't strike me as the kind of guy willing to give up his employees for that kind of thing.
Once he got on the road, he started to become quite self-sufficient,
Really?
Dodrin's grown quite a bit. He's handled himself, and
Well, I always liked Dodrin.
Yeah, good lad. I think after seeing how well he could handle himself in a scrap, the professor felt safe enough for us to make a quick trip here and come back as soon as we could.
To be fair, we are supposed to go back.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair.
And we did find some ruins that could be the monastery, and so who knows? It might just be.
I'm sure the 2 of them have their hands full. Hopefully, nothing happens to them while they're out there.
I think they should be fine.
Do you all want to talk to Kethin, or do you guys got to get going? I can tell her that you guys were here, and I'm sure you guys will be back later.
I'll go ahead and just start walking back there and say hi to Kethin, but
And,
up to y'all on-
she's in the middle of because right now is about the time that she starts her big push to get the evening meal ready.
Can I just hand her next ingredient to her, knowing
Yeah, and
what she would?
And she just goes, "Oh, thank you, darling." And she goes, "Oh, Salty, you're back. What are you doing? You shouldn't be back for another 2 or 3 weeks."
The professor let us come back for the trial. Simone said we were needed as witnesses.
And she mutters something under her breath and just kind of like does like a fake like spit off to the side. She goes, "I hope that man gets what he deserves.
Well,
The terror he brought on this town is unforgivable.
that's what the courts are for, I guess.
Let's hope that we get justice."
I hope so too.
So you're just back for the trial, and then you're...
Probably a few days after to resupply,
Okay,
and then
alright.
we do need to get back to the professor. But it's good to see you, Kath.
Good to see you as well. So I guess you're going to be heading over to the tower.
Yeah, because we established we don't know exactly where. We just need to be in Port Marra, and Simone's the one that
I
summoned us,
believe the
right?
message as received was that our presence was requested
Okay.
for the trial.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the extent
Yeah,
of it.
that's all you guys got.
Does Port Marra have its own courthouse, or is there? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Every settlement in the Southern Mysterian Trading Company that would be classified as like a city has a courthouse.
gotcha.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember if the trial was supposed to be held here or in Leet.
You never heard.
Okay.
You guys,
Okay.
she didn't tell you that.
Gotcha. I guess we should head to the tower.
All right, well, I'll see you soon. If you guys need a place to stay, half price for the heroes of Port Marra.
Thanks, Kath.
Certainly. Well, go. Be off with you. Go do important things now. Go.
All right.
As you come back out, I'm miming to Dodrin, just smashing the guy in the top of the head from the bandit.
You're telling
encounter.
it the story.
But I'm adding just embellishments to make it seem more like we were much more threatened than. I mean, we were being threatened, but
going from self-defense to
So you just hopped off the wagon and just killed a guy?
not intentionally.
Well, it sounds like you chose to funnel in some divine energy into that strike when you didn't have to. It sounds to both me and the DM like you went for the overkill. And that might have some consequences down the line.
To both Kane and Ben's defense, did not expect it to do that much damage.
All right, but where you guys want to go? You guys want to head to the tower?
I think so, probably.
You guys want to leave the wagon here?
Yeah.
There is a stable here, so
Right.
they can
Yeah,
they can
that
stable
should be
horses.
good.
Okay. As you all walk through town, it seems like Port Marra hasn't changed at all in the weeks that you've been gone. But then you guys round the bend, and you guys see Simone's tower. As you approach, you notice that there's a lot more people staying around the tower than normal. In fact, there's hardly ever anyone around the tower unless they're doing business with Simone. And you all recognize that they're all wearing similar outfits.
Oh,
All these men and women are wearing these black pants and jackets with red trim that has the SMT company's logo stitched on the patch. Some of them might have some like a breastplate or some different kind of armor, but all of them have this kind of matching thing. Celti, you would immediately recognize that these are security agents of the company, the de facto police force for the Southern Mysterium Trading Company. And there's probably a force of easily 15 of them encircling the tower, facing outward. And everyone else is giving them a wide berth.
I wouldn't do anything out of order in front of these fellows in the crisp black jumpsuits.
Varus, give me a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that's going to be pretty good. +5 for a total 20.
Nice.
You see the 15 people making the ring. You gauge it's about 15. You can't see the back side of the tower, obviously. But you see near the door there is one youngish-looking half-elf man who's kind of like sitting on like his heels, like he's hunched up kind of near the door reading from a book. Mm-hmm. He has kind of long brown hair that's braided into like a tight, like almost like man bun, for lack of a better term, but like more pulled together and like just throw it up on top of his head. But he quite clearly has a different kind of insignia on his lapel that you kind of gauge like he's probably the one in charge of these security agents here.
I'm not quite familiar with most of the workings of the trading company. Is this standard protection for someone that's going to be part of the trial, or is this something more?
I'm assuming I've never seen anything like
You
this.
never have,
Yeah.
yeah. But you've never really been involved in a trial here.
Right. But like something like this, if I
No,
like,
you've never
you would
seen
know
anything
that-
like this in
yeah,
Port Marra
yeah.
before. Yeah. In fact, the most you've ever seen, like, because security agents roam. They're given assignments. They don't have, like, agents in every city. They just don't have enough of them. So they're kind of just sent where they're needed. The most you've ever seen in Port Marra at one time was 4. And you estimate with this guy who's in charge of them, there seems to be, like, 16 here right now.
This is quite a bit more than I've ever seen in one area grouped up like this. So I think this is certainly for the trial, but I'm not sure who they're here to keep an eye on exactly.
Well, one way or another, I think we're probably going to be speaking to them soon. So I suppose we have been summoned. So.
All right. So you all approach?
Yep.
All right. As you all approach, the man kind of kneeling down, he sees you approaching and gets up. And he steps out past that perimeter of them. And he goes, "Halt there. My name's Morris Towles. I'm the captain. Why are you here at the tower?"
Well, we received summons from Simone that we were requested as witnesses, I
Oh,
suppose.
you're the witnesses, are you?
Yes.
All right. Just a second. I have to check with the executive mage to see if it's all right if you enter.
Does that mean?
Can I
anything
do an
to us?
insight check here?
Executive mage.
Would that be used interchangeably as like mage and resident?
Nope.
Oh, okay. God dang it. Well, good thing I have good insight. 12.
He seems like he's here to do his job.
Okay.
Also, Celty, roll a history check at disadvantage because you're not familiar with the inner workings necessarily of the company.
Right. 9.
You don't exactly know what it is, but anything with the name executive in it, pretty important.
Yeah. I do know that vocabulary.
He steps into the tower. A few moments pass.
During that moment, like I want to just like look at the two and be like, I'm just gonna whisper, like kind of like lean over and whisper, trying to be very nonchalant about it and just saying, let's obviously keep the monastery under wraps until we can talk to Simone privately.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, and the other ones, they're not really looking at you guys. Like, they're not really interested in you. To them, they're doing their job. And you guys see the door swing open, and Simone rushes out. She's wearing this very beautiful purple dress. Her long, dark locks of hair look stunning as always. She's wearing a small tiara kind of circlet on her head. But she runs out with a big smile on her face now that she sees you. And she runs up and she embraces you, Varus, before she quickly pulls away. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's so good to see you three of you again. I'm sorry that... well, I'm glad you got my message. First of all, I never heard a response from you, Var, so I wasn't quite sure if you had gotten it.
That's right. I didn't respond to it. Lol.
I thought about sending another one, but then I thought that you all might be doing important work. But I'm so glad you're here now, and that the trial can proceed soon. A slight hiccup. The executive mage decided to sit in on this trial himself. Well, just please do come in.
Of course. Is this going to be an issue? Or?
Yes, just the executive mage has never been here as long as I've been in my post. He is, I'm sure, Celty, as you know, he is the top mage in the company. So that the fact that he's here is, it means that the board of directors has decided to take this quite seriously.
Hopefully that is good. It's a serious accusation, a serious offense to...
It is, and I just hope that we can get to the bottom of it swiftly. And she leads you all inside, and as you all enter, you enter her quaint little comfortable sitting room, and you all see a few more of these security agents within this room, but you see sitting on one of those comfortable love seats that you guys first had your first interaction with Simone on, you see this halfling man who is wearing elegant mage's robes, and he looks up and he goes, "Oh, nice to meet you. My name's Cadius Brown, and I think we all need to have a little conversation." And that's where we're going to end this week's episode of Cantrips and Cocktails.
Cool.
Yeah, as soon as you started saying this, I was like, yeah, this is a serious accusation that's been levied. This is like big deal stuff.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that there's going to be more stuff involved.
Yeah, but let us know your all's thoughts. Leave us a review on iTunes or wherever it is you're listening to this. Hit us up on the social medias on Instagram and Twitter at Cantrip Cocktail. You can also find these episodes as YouTube videos on our YouTube channel, Cantrips and Cocktails. Is there anything else you guys want to mention at the end here?
Let us know if you have any cocktail ideas.
Yeah. If you guys have any
Recommendations,
recommendations of cocktails you want us to try, send them to us on social media. You guys can direct message us or just comment on one of our posts and let us know, and we will add it to a growing list of cocktails that we have.
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys, and we'll catch up with you guys next time.